Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin Michelangelo. And taking a look at an image, or actually exactly the image from the package art, you'll see Michelangelo here attacking in his art form. But here we go, taking a look at how he looks in his, I guess you want to see 3D rendered action figure form. And taking him out of the box, you can see it's a good rendition, good representation. I like that they went with the metal chains as opposed to something that's static, plastic, unmovable, or something that'll break. I didn't mind the strings on some of the older figures, but I do like the chains a lot more. I like the details too as well. I like the pouches. I like the satchels, whatever you want to call it. Looks like Rob Liefeld had his hand in designing this figure. I also like the colors. I like the, I guess you want to call it deep orangey reds, browns that are meshing together. I like the actual dark wraps on his hands and feet as well, as opposed to the standard whites that's been on most of these figures. And here you got Michelangelo, just looking pretty awesome in his photo opportunity here. And like I said, I'm really digging this this armor. I guess you want to say, what would it be called? It looks like, I guess, used catcher's equipment. Maybe he got this from Casey. I'm not sure, but I like the way the nunchucks do tuck away nicely in there. And like I said, this figure just, it looks nice. It's a good representation of what was going for in the comic. And it's just, like I said, it's all around a good figure. And here we have him with Master Splinter, who's also in the last Ronin line. And these guys do look great together. I do like the scaling toward each other. I think the height's perfect. Colors do blend really well. They both have enough reds, enough orange, enough browns that they look good. And you gotta understand, there's a lot of damp colors in these figures because this is a futuristic, I would say, kind of dystopia. So you gotta understand, it's gonna be totally super bright white and clean and stuff. So, and like I said, I do like Mike's wraps as opposed to the usual white, and Master Splinter is a perfect example of that. I do like the what you want to say, the shading on the white, but I just think the darker, it's more realistic, it's more gritty, it blends together well with the entire uniform and stuff. So, and here we got Michelangelo with his future self, the last Ronin. And as you can see, he's still sporting his pouches, still has armor on his shoulders, or at least one or both as opposed to one. It still has armor on his knees. Looks like it's all just patched up work. And like I said, these figures do scale well together. If you don't know the story, you could understand why one figure is a little bit bigger than the other, and why one progressed through the other, one didn't, and whatnot. But yeah, this is a good, like I said, it was a good representation. And as far as articulation goes, you are going to get your standard NECA set as far as a full articulation with the arms. And oh, sorry, there goes his hand. But putting that back on, you're going to get a full 360 rotation with the arms. You're going to have a forward and movement about so far. His armor does hinder his thigh, so that's about as far as you're able to get it, whatnot, with the diaper under and his armor on top. You do get a decent waist swivel, which I do like. Head articulations to be normal, to be found from all the NECA Turtles, especially the last Ronin line. They all have the same amount of articulation. I want to say they're both on a not a ball joint, but ball joint. But it's also a ball joint. And but like I said, you get a good range on it. As far as the splits goes, there you go. That's about what you're gonna get as far as Mikey goes, standing without anything forcing his legs apart any further. And here we got him with the Mirage Comet Shredder. I do like this interpretation. Unfortunately, I was late to the game, so I don't have the unslashed version. But these guys go together well. I know it's different mythologies, but like I said, either way, it's just still a good representation as a Shredder stand-in, as a Michelangelo stand-in. Like I said, these guys do work together well on your shelf. So if you don't have the Shredder, some places do have them in clearance right now, so don't be afraid to pick them up. And as far as accessories go with Mike, you're going to have your standard fist, his gripping hands, a couple of pre-posed hands, and then of course his chopping, his praying, his holding an open book. I mean, whatever you want to use those hands for. But other than the hands, you do get his 2 nunchucks. And you do also get another head. You get 2 head sculpts with this figure, which is always a nice touch. The more head sculpts, the more hands you can get, the better it is for everybody involved as far as purchasers and whatnot. And here we have him with his brother Leo. And like I said, these guys look great together. Here we have another gritty character that looks dirty. Like I said, they're trying to hide out and whatnot, so a little bit more disguised. And speaking of the 2 head sculpts, here's the first. Just a normal grin, normal highlights with the black and stuff. I do like the dots on the head. Gives it a nice touch, that extra color, that extra sort of depth, that pop. I want to say in quotations pop. I'm not saying the colors are jumping off, but it gives you just another dimension, something to look at. Actually gives some life to this figure. And as always, you know, the bands do twirl, so you can make it look like they're laying on his shoulder or going in the wind. And here we have the second face and head sculpt. And it's got a nice grin. It's I guess you want to say it's not static. I mean, not in the sense that it doesn't look like it's too angry or too happy or too mad or he's stinking. It's normal grin, so it's not bad. You can use them a lot of different ways, different poses, different ways on the shelf, just displaying him. And like here you go. Like I said, you see the articulation on the bands. Like I said, they will move a full 360 degree rotation. So don't be afraid to use that when you're posing these figures, whether it be for photography, shelf life, showing your friends, or whatever. So continuing on. The least I can say for this Michelangelo is, like I said, it's a great representation. He looks well with the other figures in the collection I do have. I do have the Raphael, first of all. Do have Donatello, do have Leonardo, do have Master Splinter. As far as scale color-wise, these guys go great together. I did have a Senja. It was given to me as a gift. Unfortunately, that broke out the door, so I couldn't put him in these pictures. But like I said, this is a great representation. I highly recommend going out and get this guy.